G'day folks, this afternoon, or should I say this evening, because it's already after 5 PM, I'm going to be fishing in this deep pool on this mountain stream on Twilight to see if I can catch a freshwater blackfish. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Right, now I love my blackfish fishing, although most of them up here in the northern side of the Great Dividing Range are undersized. The size limit is 30 centimetres and most of them are under that. But anyway, I'm going to be using janjuck worms, a small long shanked hook and a tiny little sinker, and I've got it rigged on a paternoster rig. Often when I'm blackfishing I just tie the hook to the end of the line and then put a split shot on, but this time I've gone a paternoster and I'll explain why. I'll just put the lid on these worms here. The reason being, because having it like that, the bait is off the bottom above the sinker, so if I get a bite from a fish, I will feel it in the rod tip before it feels the sinker. That's if I'm fishing vertically like this, which I am. If I was casting out into a lake, probably wouldn't be the case, but because I'm fishing vertically like that, as soon as I get a nibble, the rod tip will move and the fish won't feel the sinker. Time to play the waiting game. Now it's the middle of April, it's late April, it's only 2 days before Anzac Day, it's the 23rd of April, so I don't know what to expect. I've caught a lot of blackfish up here in the warmer months. I don't know how well they bite as the weather cools down. We'll find out sure enough, because this is a hot spot, this hole. I've caught heaps here before, I know they're here. Geez, I'm an unorganised person. I've just now realised that I forgot something very important. A light. I had it on the bench. I had my little Olight Baton 3 with its charger case and all sitting on the bench. And I'm pretty sure that as I sit here, up in the mountains, it's still sitting on the bench in the kitchen. So if I catch a blackfish after dark and I want to light it up for the camera, I'm going to have to rely on my mobile phone, which is down below 30%. That's a gang cockatoo. I'm sure something just had a nibble of my worm, a really faint little nibble. Sure that was a nibble. I'm getting faint little nibbles. I wonder if it was a crayfish or something nibbling at the worm perhaps. Crayfish bite I reckon. Very much a crayfish bite. Gotta be, done it? Oh, I got a fish. What have I got? A blackfish. Haha! I thought it was a crayfish the way it was biting. I've had a couple of nibbles. Now I've just caught my first blackie. There we go. Lovely freshwater blackfish. I'll get a quick pick because it's still daylight enough to do that. Well, that's good. I was just a little bit worried that I'm not sure how they go. There would have been a couple of ripping frosts up here this week, and just a bit worried the water might have been a bit cool. Righto, lovely blackfish. See you later, mate. I just got a bit of a measurement, and for anybody wondering, for the record, he was 23 centimetres long. Right, now that blackfish came from just over there. Now he was 23 centimetres. Now, to be honest with you, had I not measured him, I reckon I would have called him for 26 or 27. It's always good when you're blackfish fishing if you can get one or two before it gets dark. I've just had another faint little nibble there. That's good. That's good. Got him. Now, what have I got? Oh well. Not quite the species I was after, but it's a reindeer fish. Getting a nibble here. Got him. Oh, I lost him. I can see him. I can still see him. He's just under that. I'm going to hold the rod because I've got a funny feeling he's going to come straight back. Or not. It's a nibble. He's back. Playing with it. Look in there. It's got a little slack. He's there. I reckon he's on that. I reckon he's got it. He's there. Got him. There we go, folks. Blackfish number 2. This one's a lot smaller than the other one. Come on, mate. Calm your farm. Settle down. Settle down. Oh, yeah, way. Worse than a rainbow trout, mate. Come on. Calm down. Lovely little blackfish. He's not as long as the last one. He's probably only about 20 centimetres, maybe a bit less. See you later, blackfish. Right, 2. Belty. God, I love this type of fishing. I've always loved it. Ever since I was a little boy, I've been just fascinated with freshwater blackfish fishing. The light line, the real finesse. Oh, I got a bite straight away then. As soon as I put it down, the real light line finesse style of fishing. Oh, I hooked him and lost him. Wow. Yeah, the light line, the real finesse style of fishing. I've just always loved this type of fishing ever since I was a little kid. The moment that hit the bottom in that last cast, the fish hit it. There you go. Get a bite. Got him. Look at that. Oh, here's a nice one. Here's the biggest one. If the first one was 23, then that one there has got to be nudging 27 or 28, I reckon. Here's a lovely blackfish. Let's get the tape out and have a measure. Oh, cool. I've just gone to unhook him, but he's already unhooked himself. That one there is 26 centimetres. 26. So I've got a 23, an approximate 19 or 20, and now a 26. I am loving it. I'm having so much fun. I love this. Now let me just show you how I'm rigging this Jan Juck worm. I've got a long shanked hook. It's a very small hook. The long shank is to try and prevent it from being gut hooked. I just go through about half a centimetre below the end, just like that. And then I turn it round, then I thread the worm on the hook a little bit so that the worm takes the same shape as the hook. And then I poke it out like that with about an inch of the tail left. So it's just sitting on the hook like that. Right, 3 blackfish. When I first got here, I still had half an hour of daylight left. Didn't get a touch in that half an hour. The moment the sun set, I saw the sky go orange over here. And then the sunset, and then I caught the first one, then I caught 2. I wish I'd got a photo of that last one. He was quite a nice sized blackfish. 26 centimetres is a decent blackfish this side of the Great Dividing Range. On the southern side of the Great Dividing Range, it's quite a small blackfish. But up here, it's quite a big one. Right, I missed the hook up this time, and I've got another one. A little weeny one. I don't even know whether I've got enough light to see him. I don't know whether the GoPro's picking that up because it is getting dark. Here's probably the smallest one today, at around about 15, 18 centimetres, I reckon. Now, I've left the same worm on. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. What I'll do, because I know the blackfish are here and they're biting at the moment, I'll leave that worm on for, I'll just give it like probably 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes. And if that doesn't get a bite, I'll take it off and put a fresh worm on. And I've got a bite. It's getting a bite straight away. So it's not going to hurt by having the old worm on. Oh, there it goes. Right, got him. Ah, I dropped him. Right, I'll put it straight back out with the same worm on. I wasn't sure what to expect this time of year, being a bit cooler than normal when I fish for these things, but they're certainly well and truly on the bite. Got him. Another one, another little one. I measure the bigger ones, but I use the iometer for these smaller ones. I will hold it up for the camera, but whether or not the camera can actually see it, I don't know. He's bigger than the last one. I put him at around about 22 or 23. You can just make him out. I apologise for the low light and the any grain that might be in the image, but unfortunately these things just bite best this time of the night. Nice blackfish. See you later, buddy. I've lost count already. I think it's 4 or 5 or something now. I want another big one like that 26 centimetre. I was stoked. My biggest ever is 34 centimetres. And that was a northern fish. That was from the northern side of the Great Dividing Range. And I caught 4 that night, all over 30 centimetres. And I'm going back probably 25 years, maybe even a bit more. Here we go, getting a bite. Getting a nibble. Got him. Ah, these things are in plague proportions. He's a little bit bigger than the last one again, but he's still not as big as the big 26. He's similar to the very first one that I've got, the 23. Similar to the 23 centimetre one. Alright mate, open wide. Come inside. See you later mate. Right, I'll put that same worm back in there and I'll see if it can find me another one. Another one. They are going off tap. Up here on the northern side of the Great Dividing Range in northeast Victoria, if you want to go blackfish fishing and enjoy the sort of fishing that I'm doing now, which is a sort of fishing that I love, if you want to go blackfish fishing, look for a stream in the mountains with a rocky bottom. Silted streams, streams with a lot of sand and silt on the bottom, tend to be really poor blackfish fisheries because blackfish like rocks. This is a very rocky creek. It's pretty hard to see here, but there's some rocks just down there under the water, and there's rocks along the bank here, but just downstream a bit there's actually a waterfall and there's lots of rocks upstream. Gravel and rock bottom, then look for a deep hole and a hole with lots of snags and cover. This hole's got a lot of cover with all the trees. It's very deep and it's got lots of snags, and that's what makes this such a good blackfish spot. And I'm getting a bite now. So any tributary up here in northeast Victoria, up in the mountains, is worth trying, but try and find one that's got a mostly gravel and rock bottom, and look for a deep pool with a few snags and you can't go wrong. I'm just getting a nibble. There he goes. Something's playing with it. And again. I can feel it, but I can't see it. Got him. There we go. I'll get a mobile phone photo. This is only a small one, this one, but anyway. He's not one of the bigger fish of the evening. I'll get a mobile phone pic. It's getting that dark I can barely even see where my phone is. Alright. It's just hit 6 o'clock. See you later, Blackfish. Well folks, I've had an absolute blast. I can barely see what I'm doing. I forgot my O-light, but I wasn't going to stay much later than this now. I just love sitting on these little creeks on twilight fishing for blackfish. I just think it's exciting. You only get that sort of hour bite window of excitement, but it is so much fun. They will bite all night, but I just find that this twilight time of the day is the best. I've had a blast. I hope you've learned something about catching blackfish. Thanks very much for watching. If you've liked this video, why not give it a big fat thumbs up? Hit the subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.